Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
all my beauties this beautiful morning. It is nice to see you. I see you guys are already starting to put your hands in for the raffle. If you guys do not know, we do have a raffle. The raffle prize is this beautiful thing right here. This is an apron for the Bullhorn Betty and the Coffee Club channel. This also, this is from Sonia. Sonia's donating this for this show. We had a couple, just to let you know, Sonia, from yesterday. We just didn't have enough, so I went ahead and moved those people over to today. So you might want to go back to yesterday's show and check out. It's just yesterday's afternoon show. The morning show, I didn't talk about it. So I think there was one or two people from yesterday's afternoon show that needs to be put on the wheel. Anyways, this is it. This is the apron. And I just want to remind everybody that, Sonia does custom work. She does all types of stuff. So say you don't want the Bullhorn Betty, but you want an apron. Say it's like, the 21st birthday of somebody. Maybe somebody's getting married. Maybe they need an established tape. Who knows? All I can tell you is let your imagination run wild. It looks like whatever you think Sonia can make. So there you go. Thank you. Sonia, we appreciate you. So let's get back. It is nice to see everybody. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We're covering the case of Nancy Guthrie and Sebastian Rogers. We have been kind of commingling some of the conversation pieces between these two cases as it relates to law enforcement. And of course, if I'm bringing them both up at the same time, we are most likely going to be speaking about the missteps of law enforcement. So this is kind of where we're at. We're going to be starting off with Sebastian Rogers first, and then we'll be going and ending with Nancy Guthrie, because I think Nancy Guthrie, everybody understands. There is something that's definitely going on in Nancy Guthrie, and it's very sad. It's sad to say, but media, I believe, is gone. I think media, I know that there's a few people still driving around, still looking, that are true crime content creators and stuff like that, but I think the media is done. I looked at, but anyways, we'll get into those talking points here later in the show. Melanie, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Sonia, it's nice to see you. Bombastic, good day to you. It's nice to see you as well. Groovy Gal. Erica is up in the chat. YouTuber is here. Good morning to you beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Danielle, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Our first one, Melanie, thank you. She says, happy Monday, everyone. Much love to you, BHB, and everyone. Prayers and love to the E's. Don't forget to hit the like button for BHB. We appreciate you. As many of you guys know, the E family is struggling. Any type of prayers, any type of financial support, help we as the true crime community can provide to them, please consider doing so. If my mods want to rotate some of the stuff for them into our chat, that would be great for anybody that would love to help out. We are definitely recommending everybody. This is a great family. What they're going through breaks our hearts. I personally know this family, so it's breaking my heart. Most of my mods personally know this family. It's this, the E family is part of our true crime community, period. This channel's true crime community. They are part of our family here. And it's just, my heart breaks. We are learning that Chris Preciado's trial, it looks like his, right now they're doing jury selection. So we're going to be looking into that. If you guys haven't heard that case, that was a big case out of San Antonio, Texas. This is where Savannah Soto, her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, and their unborn child that was literally hours from being delivered were all murdered by Chris Preciado, and his mom and dad helped him cover it up. So this is where we're at with that. We're probably going to jump into that one too, because we covered that one pretty good. And I actually went out to the scene of the crime as well. JM, it's nice to see you. DeBoss, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Who else do we have? Downey, it's nice to have you this wonderful morning. Hopefully everybody's having a great morning. Trust the process. Thank you for that. It's just because I like the apron. I know it's a cute apron. Hope everything stays safe today as the storms roll through. Prayers to all. Yes, there's storms rolling through. It sounds like the Midwest are like that. Kansas, Oklahoma, Iowa, Kentucky, all those people in that little general area. It sounds like there's a front kind of coming through, and it's going to be a very dangerous front. We're hearing that there was tornado warnings yesterday and other, things. I don't know how long it's going to stretch for. I haven't watched the weather, so I apologize. And that's why it's so important we do kind of this thumbs up. Go out there, hit the thumbs up, come back in here, tell us what number you registered as, and let us know where you're from and what your temperature is. It kind of helps the people in the chat, especially the ones that do not have news or TVs in their homes, kind of get updated with the weather conditions in the area. So I do know that there's dangerous weather going on in a strip of states. So if you guys are in those states, please make sure you guys put some information and as much detail in the chat as possible about the current conditions there, just to help everybody. Libby, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Shining Star, it's nice to have you this morning. Good morning, love. Momo's in the chat. Deb's up in the chat. Rima's, it's nice to see you. Marlene, good morning. Whatever happened to Ethan Case? Was he ever... Which Ethan case? I have to go back and think. We've had so many cases. I am so sorry. My brain is just going today. So I'm not... Right when you say it, I probably will say, oh my gosh, that's right. I don't recall which one you're talking about. West Virginia Holler Girl, it's nice to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Patricia, it's nice to see you. Good morning, all. Libby, thank you for participating. Love it. Love it. Love it. So good morning. Oh, there we go. Michelle, you're in the drawing. It's nice to see you. Good morning, love. Say hi to your sissy for me. Now I can say that now that I recognize you guys. Who else do we have? Lisa B, always up in the chat. It's nice to see you. Let them 66. Good morning. Good morning, Vicky. Hello, Casey. It's nice to see you. Nanny, it's nice to see you. Good morning. Who else do we have? I think I said hi to you, Remus. Casey, I may have said hi to you. Maybe I didn't, but if I didn't, good morning. Libby, Michelle, I said hi to all of you. Momo, let them 66. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Love, love, love. Hope, love to all. I love the apron. That was cute. Prayers to the E's, prayers to the Guthrie, prayers to needs them. Hugs to you all. Thank you so much. Let them 66. We love you and appreciate all of this. Archaholic, it's nice to see you. Good morning. How deep did we look into Nana's work history? That's a good question. We didn't look into it. It was mainstream media that started, and it's because he's decided to war with mainstream media, and they have deeper pockets, so they ended up having somebody go and dive into his history, and that was a mainstream media thing. And I'd have to say, because he pissed them off so much, they dug deep, okay? Because really they only had like 2 areas of concern from my understanding on his resume, which we heard, and somebody was like, oh yeah, they can kick him out. I'm like, no, they can't kick him out over that, but it doesn't look good. I mean, how do you not know your work history? I mean, I don't know my work history. I know I spent 5 years, because I mean, to be honest with you, when's the last time I made a resume? The last time I made a resume was like, I don't know, 15 years ago, something like that. And I can't remember. I know that I worked, a year here or 2 years here or 5 years here or 6 years here. And I kind of guesstimate on the dates. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I know how many years I worked and different things. And I try to justify, when did I start working, and I start, I might be accurate on the dates. I might be a little off. I mean, I think everybody kind of does that as we age. Okay, I'm just saying, when we get a little older, things are harder to remember. So I'm not going to talk him on that. I don't think it's worth us looking into Nanos as far as his work history. I really don't, because I think I honestly believe his career's done. Like, there's nothing we're going to be able to add to this to cook him any more than he's cooked. I mean, to be honest with you, he's pissed off mainstream media, which he needs to get reelected. He's pissed off social media, which he needs to get reelected. He's probably pissed off his entire community, which he needs to get elected. There's probably very few people that really are going to be campaigning or having this sheriff's back. and it's probably going to be his closest friends and allies. But for the rest of the people that have watched this and are watching the news, I mean, he's getting freaking clubbed over the head by social media. He's getting clubbed over the head by mainstream media. There is not any positive messaging coming for this sheriff. He's done. The audience, I mean, the voters in his area are seeing how everybody's talking about how horrible this guy is, okay? The community cannot escape our opinion of the sheriff, okay? I just want to put that out there. Not for the opinion of the sheriff, okay? I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, those are the reasons why. Oh, my volume's low. Sorry about that. Am I not screaming loud enough? Hold on, let me just check something. I forgot. I thought I checked it this morning, but occasionally it falls back. Thank you guys for being patient with me if my volume's been absurd. Input. Let's see. You're right. Wow. There. I bet you can hear me now. Well, hello there. That was really low. I'm surprised some more of you guys weren't complaining about it. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Oh, you guys are. There we go. Okay. I'm starting to get down here where everybody's complaining about my my low volume. Okay, well, either way, hopefully you guys heard at least most of the stuff I said. If you guys turned your volume all the way up, I'm pretty sure I'm blowing your eardrums out, but that's okay. Good morning. At least I'm not giving you guys the bullhorn Betty good morning, right? As I turn the volume all the way up. Oh, little orange man. It's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses. Veronica, Robin, it's nice to see you, ladies. I hope you guys are doing well. So if you guys did not hear what I was saying, I'm truly sorry. Yes, a lot better. I'm pretty sure because it was like really on the low end. I don't know why. That's OBS does it goes in here and modifies my own volume. It's the craziest thing. Like I feel like I got a gremlin in the computer some days. 98% of his employee voted no confidence in him before the Nancy. I know. And that's, well, we knew that there was a problem when we heard the police force only had, such green employees with them, and only very limited senior or seasoned investigators and people. When you hear things like that, it's poor leadership. Without a doubt. Good morning, Outer Banks. Thank you for that. Love it, love it. If you guys don't know, we are giving away this beautiful Bullhorn Betty apron. You're going in the raffle. It's $5 a ticket to be in this raffle. So somebody at the end of this show is going to be the owner of this right here. And this just to throw this out here to you guys, maybe you guys have a party, maybe you have a best friend, maybe somebody is about to go, is buying a new home, right? And they need a custom piece. Reach out to Sonia. We also have Carol in here. Carol did the embroidery stuff. I saw her say something like that. Sonia here is giving away this apron, which is just to showcase her embroidery work. And I have a funny feeling this might be a new line for her. So, and I got to tell you, the stitching is amazing. I've got a Sebastian Army's what is it? Sweatshirt. Good gracious, Andra. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak today. So a sweatshirt and that embroidery, that is literally going to, don't worry, Lisa. Don't worry, Lisa. Don't worry, Lisa. We got you. Don't worry, Lisa. Don't worry. So anyways, it's kind of funny because, we have these things, but at the end of the day, they last forever. That stitching is going to, unless you go in there with a saw and start cutting the stitching, this is going to be something that is going to last a lifetime, right? So do you have a new child that's coming, that's about to be born, and you want to get a little baby shirt with some stitching on it for a keepsake? So after, because the child's not going to fit into that darn thing but a week, right? The babies grow and grow and grow and grow. You can't even keep them diapered. Every time you try to put a diaper on them, you need to go a size up. They grow so quickly. So at the end of the day, I can't help it, ladies. I can't help. We try. You guys go on a little spinny thing. We get you. I mean, it's luck. Maybe you guys have Bullhorn Betty luck. Maybe you have. If it wasn't for no luck, you would have. What if it was you'd have no luck at all. That's my luck. Okay, I never win anything. So don't be all Debbie Downer, because I never win anything either. Scratch off. I think when I got my first, I won my first $20 scratch off. I thought I don't know. I was like dancing. I'm like, oh, like you're so excited. It's like, damn. It's like, damn. Anyways, so here we go. This is the stitching. This is the apron. If you guys would like to put your hand in the hat for this drawing, we'll be doing the drawing by the end of the show. And the great thing is if you have to go to work or anything like that, you don't have to worry about not being here. There are some drawings we have where you have to be here to win the drawing. And this is not the case for this particular one. Anybody that does the raffle, your name goes in. We're going to do the spinny thing. And you have 24 hours to claim your prize. We're gonna cut it off at 24 hours. I think 24 hours. So if we do not have somebody that was called out today to claim their prize by this time tomorrow, or when we call the show, at the end of the show, we will be calling another name at the end of tomorrow's show. So that's how it's going to work, okay? So now that everybody knows how it's going to work, let's get into the real stories here. What is going on in the Sebastian Rogers case? If you don't know about the Sebastian Rogers case, Sebastian Rogers, he was 15 years old when he disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He was inside that home with only his mother. His mother stated that they went out the day before. They had quite an eventful day. And why is this a problem? Well, Sebastian Rogers is an autistic boy, so overstimulation is a real thing. And when I first started this case, I was very ignorant when it came to autism and what the effects of overstimulation do. It sounds like he would sleep and sleep and sleep. Well, it's just the opposite. When they're overstimulated, they get a lot more anxiety, a lot more energy, a lot more frustrated. They start doing, not behaving the best because they're overstimulated, and it can cause problems. It can cause, violence. It can cause them to outburst. It can cause a lot of different things. It can cause them to isolate, It just can cause a lot of different things when you are overstimulated in your autistic child. Now, he's a high-functioning autistic child, so what does that really mean? It means that he's a smart kid. He can do everything that normal kids can do. He just needs a little extra time on his work. He has boundary issues, so he doesn't understand different social cues and boundaries that normal people kind of acquire naturally. But other than that, he's a normal, smart child that was 15 years old and going to school. And this particular weekend, he just disappears, and his mother kept implying he walked out the door with not a scintilla of evidence to support him walking out the door. She never once thought somebody came in and abducted him. Not once. Even though they were so highly cautious about who he spoke to and locking down all of his electronic devices so no third-party people could make contact with him, which is still really weird in this society. Being that over strict with a 15-year-old boy is quite shocking. But that's what we are dealing with here, and I truly believe they did that so he could not report the abuse he was undergoing in his own home. When he did go to school, he did report some abuse in his home, and that resulted in 5 different and separate CPS visits to his home before he disappeared, and that was in a 14-month period. That is a lot of home visits by the Department of Children and Family Services. There was something seriously going on inside that home for the 14 months preceding his disappearance. Now, when you look at this case from the outside looking in, they had a nice home. It was a clean home, well kept, in a nice neighborhood, not typical of and I think that this is because we have stereotyped what child abuse looks like, that when we go to rich homes, we look the other way because, they're in a clean home. They're in a better home than we. If we remove this child, they won't be living like this. But at the end of the day, you're subjecting that child to abuse to live like that. And this child should have been removed. The parents have been trying to get this child out of their house since October of 2022, when they approached the father, his biological father, which is very much in his life, Seth Rogers. Our channel absolutely adores Seth Rogers, and we fight for him because of what he has gone through at the hands of these two people. He's also a victim of Chris and Katie Proudfoot, in addition to his son. I also want to remind people that Sebastian had an event where he was SA'd by an older kid, again, under his mom and stepfather's watch. Everything bad that's happened to this child has happened to this child while his mother and stepfather were in possession of him and supposed to be watching him. Every bad thing, including this disappearance. But the problem is that this child was starting to, according to Katie, have regression. That means he was starting to urinate and defecate on himself, according to them. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. According to his biological father, he never had problems with him. And this is the problem, is that we know, because of doing this, that when we have on everything that they've ever said and done and are doing, yes, and red flags are across the board, without a doubt. But, you know, his father, Seth Rogers, didn't have these problems with Sebastian. He didn't have these problems with Sebastian. He didn't have him using the restroom on himself. Only at Katie and Chris's house was this an issue. And for many of us that have been doing this for a while, we attribute this bedwetting and stuff by older children as a sign of SA. In this case, it could, in my opinion, because of his autism, could be attributed to just plain old physical abuse. And I think that Chris and Katie were physically abusing him. And I think that the history supports that finding as well, because there were 5 CPS visits in a matter of 14 months. It didn't sound like we had these CPS visits prior to this time, just after they moved into this new house. So what happened when they moved into this new house? Why did they want Sebastian out within 30 days of moving into this house? Why did they want him going to his father's house? I really, truly don't know. I don't know. But when you look at this small community, this is, a medium-sized community, you realize that the history, these are people that have been from this area for a really long time. Their family has roots to this area. Chris and Katie Proudfoot's family, they have in that specific area, second generation family members. Second generation construction is a developer out there. So they do a lot of work with the county. They pump millions of dollars into impact fees into that county. And so there is some loyalty there with the Proudfoot, and I believe that this is a corrupt county, and they're kind of protecting their own, even at the peril and the death of a 15-year-old boy. I believe that Sebastian was murdered by his mother. That is my belief, and I believe his stepfather helped her cover it up. And as hard as those things are, I've looked at every other possibility about this. Him walking out the door, there's no evidence, there's no scent, there's nothing, there's no evidence that he willingly walked out that door. And if he didn't willingly walk out the door, only one of two things happened. Somebody came into that house and got him and took him out of that house, or somebody from inside that house took him out of that house. Those are the only two options we have with relation to Sebastian Rogers. He was home alone with only his mother. His mother kept from the public her leaving that house that morning. She kept that from the public until almost a month later. At least 2 to 3 weeks later is when she finally broke her silence about that. And we have to ask ourselves why. Was she trying to set up this, I left the house, to save my, to go look for my son? But when we finally get some images from around the community, she's not hysterical. She doesn't look like her eyes are bloodshot red or swollen from crying. Her window's rolled up. She's not screaming out her window for her son like she said she was doing. There was just a lot of things that just did not bode with her story. And then to find out she left that house for a period of time that morning, That didn't sit with us because the story that we learned for an entire 3 weeks was that she woke up at 6 a.m., went into the room, realized her son was gone, searched around the house frantically, called her husband within minutes. Her husband asked her to look here, look here, look here. They realized he wasn't inside the house, outside the house, and they immediately called law enforcement. That is the story we were told for weeks. And then all of a sudden, now she's hopping in a car, driving around the community on three-way with her husband this entire time, talking to him. And then finally, 30 minutes later, they decide to call law enforcement. Much different. Why the delayed response? This boy should have been in his bed. He was not in his bed, and it took him over 30 minutes to call law enforcement and over 20 minutes to even call his father. That is a delayed response. We classified that as delayed. Why? There was no purpose for a delay. This child was autistic. Mind you, he's got brain injuries. He's got fluid on the brain. That means if he hits his head wrong, he could die. And he's not in his bed. The morning she wakes up, she has a disabled child with fluid on the brain, and he's missing out of her home, and it takes her 30 minutes before she calls 911 or her husband calls, and they didn't even call 911. They called the non-emergency line. A disabled child is not in his bed in the morning when she wakes up, and they think the non-emergency dispatch line to report a runaway child is the most appropriate. They reported him as a runaway, not as abducted or kidnapped, and tries to convince us he had no reason to run. Then why did he run away? He's an autistic boy. He left all of his loved possessions behind. Autistic children don't do that. He wasn't wearing shoes, even though he puts shoes and socks on everywhere he goes because he's autistic and stood in an ant pile. And now he attributes not wearing socks and shoes to being stung by ants. He would never leave the house without socks and shoes because he now connects that to a very painful event. But he did this day. It doesn't make sense. And so, obviously, this is not a baffling case. This is a pretty straightforward case of domestic violence and child abuse and somebody losing their life because of it. It's pretty straightforward. It's cases that we cover every single day. Whenever y'all are in chat, have time to look at the video when Miss Nancy Guthrie came out on the news that Savannah works on the same voice as the woman who went to talk to. Send fake. You'll have to send that to me, and I'll have to listen to what you're specifically talking about. And yeah, why is there no alarms on the home? Gru, that's a great point. And guess what? Katie Proudfoot, his mom, she worked for Brink's home security system. Yeah, make that make sense. Make that make sense. We've been trying to reconcile that information for quite some time. It doesn't make sense, to us. And so when we look at law enforcement looked for this child for 8 days and have never done another search again. And it makes me wonder, is he being pressured by this family? By the way, both Katie and Chris are Navy. They've never even once organized a search for their child. Not once. They have now mind you, Chris has been overseas searching for people after a tsunami with the Navy. But he can't prepare or execute a search for his stepson. They've done nothing but hide, lie, and cheat. And you know what? Sumner County has stuck their head in the sand. Why? Because they're too incompetent. Sheriff Snuggle Struggle is a freaking idiot. Their whole entire judicial makeup out there is corrupted. I have witnessed it with my own eyes, and I have lived it. Thank you, Lisa. She says, Blue Infinity XC60 was never impounded, left at home. They never did great in forensics. It was incompetence at its finest. These people, these cases are connected. Sebastian Rogers and Nancy Guthrie are connected because of their incompetent police, their sheriffs. The idiots running the investigations in both cases. Why is Nancy's case not getting solved? Because of the idiot running her case. Why is Sebastian Rogers' case not getting solved? Because the idiot's running his case. These people are incompetent. They are only out to save their own hide. They don't care about the victims. They are disgusting animals. I think Eric Craddock is a disgusting pig. I absolutely think he's a disgusting pig. And the bastard sneaks into work when I'm out front because he's too scared to have a mouthful of Bullhorn Betty. But I tell you right now, Eric Snuggle Struggles, as soon as I see your ass, I'm stepping 2 feet into it. Wherever you are, if it's at a restaurant. When I'm out there, Sheriff, I'm raising my voice, and there ain't going to be a fucking thing you can do about it. You can arrest me, but I'm going to sue the fuck out of you. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. So, I will be back. And I will be making sure that wherever I go, I do know where the sheriff is. Sheriff, I might show up at your house. I might be on the outside of your house with my picket signs. I don't know what I want to do yet. But you know I'm coming. And you know I'm going to do it lawfully and legally. And I'm going to make sure that every politician in that state knows. Because I am going to apply the biggest pressure campaign your little ass has ever felt. And I'm going to do it with a smile on my face and my foot up your ass. So, now let's get on to Nancy Guthrie. Oh, let's listen to this. Before we move on to Nancy Guthrie, let's listen to this statement here from 5D. I also want to state that the media out there is as corrupted as the politicians. They have let this boy's face die in vain. They are pigs. The media out there are pigs. They will not hold their own elected officials accountable. They're pussycats. They're pussycats with no backbone or balls. Where the hell are the cowboys and the real Americans in Tennessee? Where are you? Because you know what? I'm calling you. I'm calling for any true blue, red, white, and blue American citizen out in the state of Tennessee to stand the F up. Please. It's time for you to get involved in your politics and go and take these assholes off their pedestal. It's time to clean the corruption out of your back rooms and start getting your country and your state back. But this is garbage. You've got these sheriffs blocking and obstructing their own investigations. This is a 15-year-old boy that's now 17 years old that's most likely murdered by his mommy, and his mommy gets to tramp around town, suck and fuck whoever the hell she wants to, while this boy is where? Where? Sorry for the graphic language, folks. But this case upsets me, and you guys know it. That's why I don't cover it as much.
The reptile picture real quick. For anybody who doesn't remember, Sebastian was very interested into reptiles. He had snakes. He had things like that. He's got geckos. So if we choose to go to an event that keeps us close to him in our minds, because he likes reptiles, what's the problem?
Exactly. And I said, how does anybody know that you all weren't there handing out flyers while you're there? Like, just because
they don't have any flyers in their hands.
That
why do we always have to assume things when it comes to Chris and Katie? Like, we don't have to assume what Seth is doing, right? We don't have to assume if Seth's he wears shirts with his son on his shirt, missing. Like, he's a walking billboard for his missing son. Why do we always have to guess? Look at Katie's face. Does it look like she's carrying any flyers? Does it look like she's walking around? Hey, have you guys seen my son? No, she's standing by like, maybe we shouldn't be here. I feel like we're going to be caught on camera. I told him we shouldn't have gone. Right? Look at her face. Give me a break. Why do we always have to keep assuming? Well, how do they know you did? It's about the same way we know that Pima County screwed up that investigation, that forensics. We can see with our own eyes that there's no fingerprint dust at the front door. The mat's still there. The foliage is still right there. None of that was vacuumed up. How do we know it was a shitty job? Because we have eyeballs. How do we know that these people are not passing around flyers? Well, let's face it, the person that's taking this video appears to have been there. I would think that they would have been able to tell whether they had flyers or communicating with anybody about their missing son. They're probably recording this because they're acting like they don't have a missing son. That seems more in line why people are doing this kind of stuff. We knew we were going to tree these folks, because people know what happened. They're going to be treed. They are treed. I have a funny feeling we're going to find out that Chris and Katie probably aren't even living with each other. You know why? Because it's hard to live with somebody that murdered a kid. Just in my opinion.
You're not thinking about him or that. I mean, that had to have been so hard to walk through there, knowing his love for those types of animals and not knowing where he is. Like, that took a lot of strength. Had to have.
We met some great people at the reptile show, and I mean, unfortunately, there is
it looks like everybody's avoiding them like the plague.
There is a woman who decided to take that photo and put it up on her social media or whoever she gave it to. I don't really care. I know who took the photo. I know what business it was. So
nice.
I wouldn't, if I was her, I wouldn't go down that road with that.
I love the threats. What the hell is this broke bitch gonna do? I'm just asking for a few friends. I told you there's gonna be bankruptcy in both of these people's future. Everybody's like, oh, Betty's gonna bankrupt them. No, I'm not gonna bankrupt them. They're gonna bankrupt themselves. What are you gonna do? There's nothing anybody's going to be able to do. People have a right to take pictures. Nobody can tell somebody what they can and can't do. These boneheads here don't need to be there. They chose to show up. They have a missing child and they think going and shopping for reptiles is the most fruitful thing to do with their time. Of course people are going to look. Of course people are going to videotape because it blows people's mind that how can you live your life when you got a missing child? Okay? Normal people don't understand that. That's just all I'm saying. Normal people don't understand that. Okay? We don't understand how this can happen. We don't understand how people can go off to a motorcycle rally and get drunk and have fun. Right? When they have a missing child. We don't understand how a person can take off and go to a different state while the biggest part of their search is going on. And throw a blanket and some canned food, canned tuna out the front door like your freaking child's a dog. And then you got the stupid sheriff protecting their sorry asses and not doing a damn thing to move the needle, to put these bastards behind bars for what they did to Sebastian. Not one of them. They're just as corrupted and as criminal as these people right here before you. That is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Come arrest me, Governor. Come arrest me, Governor. Good gracious.
I would just leave it be and enjoy the reptile show, sell your geckos, and move on. There was other grateful folks there that we spoke to. Had some great ideas about upcoming shows, and trust me, it's. I
gotta tell you, this it's hard to cover this damn case because I tell you what, I got a shirt that says, people are like glow sticks. Some of them you just want to snap them and shake the shit out of them until the light comes on, right? That's what my shirt says, and I gotta tell you, that's how I feel about this freaking government. That's how I feel about these two sons of bitches right here. That's just how I feel this Monday morning. I should not have came with this story this early in the morning because it's already pissed in my Cheerios.
It's not about us. It was about Sebastian.
It's never been. Chris and Katie have never thought about Sebastian. They have never once thought about Sebastian. Let's keep listening to this horse shit. I have Apple, so I'll go I won't go to the raffle, so I need to do some more than 5 prayers for anyone who needs it. At noon, I'm going to a prayer meeting. Aw, get me out of the house so I stay sane. There you go. Amen, 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 amen. Thank you. You're in the raffle. You're in the raffle, babe. You're in the raffle.
Nobody's business if you and Katie go to the moon. You know, people just need to mind their own business, and you know.
Oh, and all of Katie and Chris's friends that support them are saying the whole world needs to mind their own business. They still have a missing child, and they just want everybody to go away. I just want to put that also, because everybody knows that that's the biggest red flag of all. That they just want this to go away. Chris and Katie want this whole mess to go away. They don't even want to talk about it anymore. They don't want to be out there. They don't want us talking about it. They just want this whole big nightmare just to blow over and go away. That's all they want. That's freaking creepy. And you know what? You got the piece of shit sheriff running this investigation, and he's literally obstructing. This is not. Now, Nancy Guthrie's case, in my opinion, is baffling. This here is straightforward. This is child abuse 101, and it went too far, and this child is dead. You know why? Because they've been beating on this child for the 14 months before this date came. How do we know that? 5 CPS reports. 5. In 14 months. 5. And that child was not, from everything I was hearing, as he was getting ready for removal from their home. That's what I had heard. I had heard from a source closer to the investigation that they were getting ready to remove Sebastian from this home before he disappeared. That's what I heard. I can't say that that's 100% true because nobody's talking about it. But that is absolutely what I heard early on in the investigation. So now we have this boy with his mother. He has already went through the processes of 5 CPS reports. It, from my understanding, determined to move him out of the house. And then he disappears. And by the way, they never once reached out to the very involved father, Seth Rogers. The Department of Children and Family Services never told his father, which again was very involved in his life. Very involved in his life. Never once told him that they had been to that house 5 times for allegations of child abuse. They withheld that from Seth. Seth didn't even know his son was in danger before he disappeared. The reason why I believe Katie Proudfoot killed her son is because I think she almost killed him once before. And I think it was recent. Because when you look at that image, the raw image that they put out with him eating pizza at Costco's, that was on Saturday, the 24th, not the 25th. There is a perfect thumbprint on his Adam apple. The only way you're going to get that type of bruising is if you squeeze the neck. So I believe she tried to do this once before and couldn't complete it. And this time she did. I believe she tried to unalive her son before the 26th. And I think that photo proves it. That thumbprint had yellowing around it. So in my opinion, that thumbprint was old. Days old. So maybe she tried it the weekend before. Or a few days before. I don't know.
Seth goes off of the grid all the time, and nobody mentions anything about where he's at because nobody cares. But everybody cares.
Well, it's funny because every time Seth goes anywhere, he is observed speaking to people specifically about his son. He's observed wearing a shirt that shows his son's missing. He's observed with flyers in his vehicle at any given time to hand out to people. When he goes out, everybody knows he's out to find his son, not shop for reptiles. Just to put it in perspective.
Here's, anything that you guys do, and it's nobody's business. You guys just need to be able to to do whatever.
Let me ask you guys this. Let's put it in the reel. We've got 270 people in chat this morning. By the way, thank you for all the participation in the apron. If you guys are just coming in, we do have an apron that's being raffled off. The raffle cost is $5. By the end of this show, the lucky individual will be called. The lucky individual will be called. So coming back to this, let me ask you guys this. This is going to be a 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. Okay? When you have a missing child, let me ask you this. Is this a true statement? Yes or no? 1 being yes, 2 being no. Answer this question. Is it true that when you have a missing child, your privacy is gone? Yes or no? When you have a child, maybe I should rephrase. Well, it doesn't really matter. When you have a missing child, period, your privacy is gone. Is that a true statement? Yes or no? Everybody says that, but you know what? I find out that in the reality of life, like even with Leilani, they kept trying to say, oh, he probably drowned in the tub because she wasn't paying attention to him. No, she beat the shit out of that kid. And so I find that us in our human minds like to try to think the best of humanity, and I don't, because I know the truth. I don't believe that it was as sweet and innocent as just accidentally giving him too much medication, either intentionally or willfully. I think she hurt him, just like Leilani Simon. I think his mother, did not medicate him. I think she hurt him to death. And based upon the photo from the 24th at the Costco's where I see the thumbprint, I think she strangled her child. That's why I think we're not going to find blood, because we're going to find bodily fluid. And I think that's the reason why they keep saying that he has regression and he was urinating and peeing and pooping all over the place, because I think she killed him and he let his bowels and stuff go. And I think that's the only way she can explain that away. And with the father saying, wait a minute, no, this is not going on. We don't have this problem at my house. I think that, this is just, again, my opinion. This is not factual stuff. This is how my brain is putting all this information together, because they have to explain this. Why did all of a sudden they start coming up with, we were all think about it, folks. Think about it. Yeah. So most people are like, yeah, we're ones. So your privacy is gone when you have a missing child. Anybody's privacy is gone when you have a missing child. Thank you. Sebastian Rogers, Show Poodle, appreciate you. You're getting into the drawing. Y'all are all in the drawing for the apron. But let's think about this. We were all very, very angry when Chris and Katie just all of a sudden started talking about him peeing and pooping on himself. And we all thought it was weird at the time. Like, why did they just start talking about this and degrading him even more in such a personal way? We couldn't figure it out. Well, they had to explain why there's bodily fluid in that house. I truly believe that. And when you're strangled to death, you don't have blood. But when you die, you don't have muscles anymore. And your muscles just let go of everything. So and people that have experienced death understand that, but there are some people that have not experienced death and do not understand how the body functions. And so none of us could have ever thought at that moment, why are they bringing this up? But when you have to go back and analyze the case and you start putting these pieces together, well, if I think this child was murdered by his mother, how do I think he was murdered? Well, if you go back, you guys know I felt she at least attempted to strangle him at one point, because I did a whole live on the throat, on this bruise on his throat. And so I truly believe, so now when you think of strangulation, there's no blood, but what do you have to explain? You have to explain an unnatural amount of bodily fluids, urine and feces. And what better way to hide urine and feces than saying that your child has regression and is peeing and pooping all over themselves? You know? So we have to think about that. And many of you guys are starting to connect the dots and say, wait a minute, you know what? I felt that way too when they brought that up. I never understood why they told us about his bathrooms. And now it's kind of making sense. If he was strangled to death, he would have released all of those out everywhere. And you're talking about a 15-year-old boy, 2 miles of colon. Okay? I'm sure it was a pretty big mess. And they had to explain that. Potentially. You see what I'm saying? So it's, did that happen that way? I don't know. I don't. But it sure looks good for it. And I'm sick of acting like these people have acted so strange. They're military trained. They searched for people in rubble. They searched for people during a tsunami. And you're telling me that they could not put together a search crew and grid out a search area and start searching for them when they were trained to do just that? These two people here were trained to search for people in rubble and in all kinds of conditions. And they've never they've never got a search party together. They never got their friends from the military together to set out and to find their son. Why? Why? And every person that tried to search for their son either got arrested, got their vehicles destroyed, or were put in danger or threatened by Christopher Proudfoot. Let's not forget that. Thank you, KM. Thank you. Don't forget that. These people. And how are they getting away with it? How are they getting away with it? Incompetence. How is the person in Nancy Guthrie's case getting away with this? Incompetence. Are we going to be coming back in 2 years? Seriously, are we going to be coming back in 2 years and talking about Nancy Guthrie like we are Sebastian Rogers? Is the incompetence of her investigation going to stall her case for 2 years as well? At least Pima County impounded vehicles. We haven't heard of one impounded vehicle. We've only heard of them taking phones. Like, what hunky-bunk bullshit investigation are they giving Sebastian Rogers? They're letting 2 people that hurt this boy walk free to hurt other children. Because let's face it, Faith is forced to deal with them. All right, guys. Media has failed. They've stopped talking about it. They've stopped talking about Sebastian Rogers. The media out there hasn't been moving the needle one iota when it comes to Sebastian Rogers' case. So if you guys wonder what Sebastian Rogers' case has in common with the Nancy Guthrie case, it's the incompetence of law enforcement. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So now we're moving over to the next case. This is the case of the 84-year-old grandmother that disappeared, I'm sick of saying disappeared. She was ripped out of her bed in the middle of the night by a masked gunman for God knows what. And I got to tell you, the thoughts that run through my mind for the reason for this keeps me up at night. Because I know how sick this world is. I feel like this lady, if she was alive when she left that home, she perished because of the incompetence of law enforcement. Guys, we have to remember votes matter. I know people sit here and think that we're political activists. We're political activists because we like to educate people, because people sometimes are naive or ignorant when it comes to politics and what they're voting for. This is why every vote matters, even down to your dog catcher. Okay? This is why the votes matter. I know people are like, who gives a shit who our dog catcher is? Because they're the next person that's going to be moving up to something else, okay? I'm just telling you, you know, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. This is reality. This is a Democrat family. Okay? This is a very wealthy Democrat family. Okay? So it can strike any of us. It can strike crime. Crime is colorblind. It's like an addiction. Like, it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care what your price tag is, what money you make, what color your skin is, how curly your hair is, where you come from, what religion you have. Crime will creep into every single one of our lives if we let it. It is so important that we get law enforcement that understands that. People think law enforcement is bad. It's not bad. You know what? If some people just went to their sheriff's office and said, "Hey, sheriff, you know, here are my problems with the policing. What can we do about it?" You'll find out your sheriff's willing to listen and try to implement some things. I mean, these people, you guys think that our politicians are some type of, you know, movie star or something unobtainable, untouchable, like we can't get in front of them. Believe it or not, it's very easy to get in front of your politicians. You would never know that all you really have to do is call them. Pick up the phone, send them an email. They do not ignore you, okay? The more you get involved at a lower level, a grassroots level, whatever side of the aisle you're on, the better your voice is going to be heard. And why do I keep coming back to politics? Well, let's face it, this sheriff was voted in. This sheriff did a lousy job. This sheriff may have cost Nancy her life. Don't you think that vote mattered? Don't you think Nancy's life mattered? This is why I'm saying, you know, when we are in true crime, it is political. And that's what people have forgotten a long time ago when we covered true crime. This is political. Crime is political. How do we know crime is political? Because some people don't have as much crime as other people. And what's the difference from one community to another community? It's leadership. So if you guys are being ran over with crime, you're allowing yourself to be run over with crime. You have to get involved. You have to take a stand. You have to put your line in the sand. And you have to rock through it. It could be as simple. Let me show you guys something. Video capture source, media source. I want to show you guys this. It sounds stupid, but getting involved down to the nitty gritty.
So I just want the county
Hold on.
to see what I'm dealing with when I'm coming out to take my garbage out to the road.
I'll put it back on in just a second.
These things here are maggots.
Okay.
They're on the handles.
Media source. There we are.
They're all over the top of the garbage can. You guys seeing this?
All right, let's go back. So, I mean, even down to the activism.
I just want the county to see what I'm dealing with when I'm coming out to take my garbage out to the road. And do you see these things? These things here
Disgusting.
are maggots.
Maggots.
They're on the handles. They're all over the top of the garbage can. You guys seeing this? There's one of them right there, moving all over the garbage can.
That was this morning, by the way.
Covering the garbage can. You see this? So gross. So gross. All inside. They're coming out. Well, you guys can't see because it's too dark. But you guys see that. We got maggots all over here. So who wants to grab a hold of a handle that's literally covered in maggots to wheel their 96-gallon garbage can?
I use like this much of it at the bottom of this big garbage can.
This is gross. This is gross.
And it's all up
Nothing's
inside
going
of
to
it.
fix this except twice a week pickup. Nothing. Look at this. All over the can. What
And I was
child
about to bitch slap some people
or
in chat
woman
too.
wants to touch their
I'll
garbage
get to
can
that in
like
just a
this?
second.
We're being forced to deal with this. Forced. 60 years of garbage service in this community. And now after 60 years, we've got maggots. Way to go, county. Way to go, Manatee County. Appreciate you. So now that we're in light, look at this.
This
All
is
over the
this
garbage
morning.
can. All over the garbage can. Look at this. So this is what you think that Manatee County's residents should have to deal with from this county. Look at this. I don't even have hardly anything in this garbage can. And it is covered with maggots all over it. All up and down.
And I got to be honest with you. Somebody, I posted this on Facebook, and I tagged and I forget that there's a lot of people from all over the country that follows me because they're assholes. And not that I have a problem with people follow, but they just try to say something nasty, right? And so they're not from this community, and they're like, oh, well, you're supposed to be washing your garbage can. It's like, don't even start getting cute with me. I wash my garbage can. I bleach the sons of gun out. When you have meat that's sitting in the Florida heat for an entire week, okay, your discarded food has to go out into the garbage. We have 85-degree heat and sometimes almost 100-degree heat out here. What do you think's doing with all that food and disgusting stuff? Okay? It's sitting there and collecting maggots. Why? Because we used to have twice a week pickup, and now we're down to one a week pickup. So all of you, the one a week pickup. So for all of you that have cute comments to say about Betty, I just want to let you know, we went from 2 weeks to 1 week, okay? That's why we have the problem that we have. It's not because Betty ain't cleaning out her damn garbage can. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Double bag it. I'm in North Carolina. I'm not double bagging it. Bring me my twice a week garbage back. I'm getting twice a week garbage back from Manatee County citizens. It is going to be, I'm standing on my damn hill and I'm standing on it alone, damn it, but I'm bringing back, I don't care. We're bringing back twice. It might take me a year to 2 years to get us twice a week, but we're bringing it back. I'm just letting you folks know we're bringing it back. We'll fire whoever we need to fire. We're bringing back the garbage. But that's what I'm talking about. You need to get involved, okay? You guys think it's no big deal until you got maggots crawling out of your can, and then you realize you voted yourself into the maggots, okay? I'm realizing I voted myself into the maggots, just like Pima County's learning that they voted themselves into a lady being ripped out of her freaking bed in the middle of the night and most likely murdered. You know? It's not potatoes, and it's not apples and tomatoes, and but at the end of the day, votes matter, folks. They matter. They matter in every aspect. Crime is political. Trust me on that. So now we have this whole situation where Nancy Guthrie is missing. She was ripped out of her home. We've got all of these things. We know how this stuff works. As soon as somebody's missing, you got to hit resources in there as quickly as possible, because if it's a stranger danger abduction, those are the most lethal type of abductions that we can possibly have. Bring back the bins. There we go. Bring back the bins. Bleach it with some Mr. Yeah, I'm going to bleach it because I went out there and most of them, when they dump the garbage can, most of the maggots are gone, but there's still some there. So yeah, I'm planning on bleaching it. I'm planning on doing everything to that garbage can, but it's 96 gallons. Like, I can't get to the bottom of it. I literally would have to stand in my garbage can to get to the bottom of the garbage can. It's 96 gallons. Like, it's a Betty can. Like, you want to commit homicide on Betty? Throw me in the can. I'll fit. Okay? You don't even have to go to the dumpsters anymore. I'm just saying. Betty trash. So, anyways, getting back to this, we are learning that this was very much targeted, which is kind of what we believed at the very beginning, and we were trying to determine how targeted, what targeted. Targeted by a family, targeted by some loon stalker, that lunatic stalker that loves Savannah Guthrie, and Savannah's just not paying attention to him and ignoring him, and he's just going to make her pay attention now. It could be something like that, or it could be something like an inside job of workers or landscapers or somebody that maybe even one of her church friends' sons or family members that she went over there to use a broom. It's disgusting. No maggot problems if you wash everything you put in. I'm not doing all that. Where the hell do I have time to wash steak bones? Okay, I'm a steak and potato woman. When my bones are done, my bones are done. They go in the garbage. I tie them up. They go out. Like, and part of the problem is I don't use garbage bags because it's just me. I'm not having that stench in my home. Every single day, I fill up a grocery bag and I take it out to the garbage can. I tie it up, I take it out to the garbage can. My house is cleaner. I never had a problem with that. I've been living in this house for 12 years. I've never had maggots growing out of my garbage can before. Okay? I just want to put that into perspective, guys. I've been in this county for 46 years. Okay? I've been putting out garbage cans since I was probably 5 years old. I've never, in 41 years, 41 years. I just want to put this into perspective to all those naysayers out there. 41 years in Florida with all of our garbage. I've never had a problem with maggots. Ever. Ever. Okay? So you can imagine how disgusting and disgusting and disgusting and disgusting this is for me. 41 years. Thrown everything under the sun imaginable in my garbage can. And now, all of a sudden, I go out there after 41 years and have to roll my garbage can down to the end of the road full of maggots. I don't know how I can express this to you guys loud enough. Unacceptable to me. Okay? And I don't care if it takes me a year or 2 years. We're going back to twice a week trash. Watch me work. I am the proverbial boil on the butt of my politicians. My politicians do not want to deal with me. They roll their eyes. I come in there, they're like, ugh. They don't even want to look at me eyeball to eyeball anymore. I have a funny feeling here in the future, I'm going to be slamming my hand down on a lectern saying, am I not talking up here? My eyes are up here. You know, I have a tendency of doing that when I get frustrated. But this is where you guys get involved. Law enforcement is a major thing. I'm talking about garbage. How frustrating it is for me to deal with garbage. Can you imagine if this was your grandmother? Votes matter. Okay, I'm done with the voting thing. You guys get it. Okay? Votes matter. And crime is political because in my community, we don't have grandmas getting snatched out of their bed in the middle of the night. Okay? I just want to make sure you guys understand. We got a lot of problems, but we don't have grandmas being snatched out of their beds in the middle of the night. Okay? And if grandma is snatched out of her bed in the middle of the night, guess what we have? We have lights, we have cameras, we have ways of tracking people so they don't get away with the crime. So in 40 days here in the state of Florida, we would have already had this mother effer treed. Okay? He would already be in jail. Just like the Proudfoots. If the Proudfoots were here in Florida instead of in crappy Tennessee, in corrupted Sumner County, both of those parents would be in jail right now. I almost guarantee it for neglect. We don't play. If you're missing a child and there's one small little fruit that we can get probable cause on, like the child abuse, you bet your ass you're going to jail. Chris and Katie would already be in jail right now if they were in Florida. And I heard they wanted to move to Florida. I wish they would. I wish they would. Because the minute that he lays his hand on Faith, he's going to jail. He's going to jail in Florida. We do not play. And Florida jails love a little piece of Christopher Proudfoot. They'd love that sweet granny ass. They certainly would. Florida don't play. And we got Bubbas here. We got Bubbas here. I know a few Bubbas. They like Betty. They don't like me like that because they're Bubbas. But they like Betty. They think I'm funny. They think I'm cute. Not cute like that, but cute.
Tonight, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos giving an update on the search for Nancy Guthrie nearly 6 weeks since her disappearance.
Do you think that this suspect could strike again, whoever did this?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
we believe we know why he did this, and we believe that it was targeted, but we're not 100% sure of that. And so it'd be silly to tell people, yeah, don't worry about it. You're not his target. Don't think for a minute that because it happened to the Guthrie family, you're safe.
That is a statement. Every time I see Nana's face, I want to slap. Like I said, didn't I tell you about my shirt, my glow stick shirt? I feel you. I absolutely feel you. That no doubt. So at the end of the day, I have my problems with Christopher Nanos, his handling. his speaking. Like he says, I'm not a scripted person. When you have a case like this, you got to learn scripts. Okay? Because when you one off, this is what happens. You speak things that you shouldn't speak. You have to walk them back. You're constantly you can't do that. That's why it's so important. And not only that, why is he taking this role? This should be the public information officer's role. They have scripts, they have their bullet points of what they're allowed to discuss, and they know how to cut it off. They're professionals. That's why they're public information officers. They're trained in dealing with the public. Sheriffs are not. Sheriffs are trained to get elected. They are politicians. However, public information officers are employees that do what they are told. So I think that the roles should have been reversed. I think all of these things, including the press conferences, should have been handled by the public information officer with the sheriff behind her to answer some questions only the sheriff would be able to answer. But making that commentary very limited because the structure would be that of the public information officer. So I don't like any of the way this stuff is has been handled. I believe that the public information officer should have been the one that fielded all these questions, that fielded the public, with the sheriff being behind her, because this is her job. And the sheriff, in my opinion, is taking her job away from her when he should not. What is the purpose of the public information officer if not to be the public information officer? Chris Nanos is the sheriff, not the public information officer. Yeah, if he wants to give an interview or a press conference or something, by God, he should be able to do that. But when it comes to explaining information about this case, that is the public information officer's job, and she needs to start reminding that sheriff that that's her job, and start moving him back, because he's really, really he's not doing, like, his career is over the way I see it. So I'm not even trying to go after his job or anything like that. I think that that's going to happen all organically, naturally by itself. But he's causing damage. If Betty worked for Nano, she would have gotten in the plane herself. I would have. Actually, I would have forced his hand. I would have pulled that guy off of the beat he was on and said, "Get your gear and get up in that plane." I don't give a rat's ass what the sheriff says. That's what I would have done. I would have went absolutely against orders, made him fire me publicly, and then I would have went to social media or mainstream media and explained what I did, and everybody would have looked at him like he's a monster. Okay, so I hedge my bets, when it comes to stuff. I hedge what I say. I hedge how I say it. Will this, sometimes there's a shock and awe is what you need to kind of get people in shape. And so that's what I try to do, the shock and awe of everything. And sometimes this is it. Oh, thank you, Rue. Thank you. We appreciate you. Look at that, Sonia. We had a person or two from last night's show, plus 12. So we're getting there. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. So we know that she was targeted. We know that they're stating right now they're nowhere closer to finding this, but they believe it was targeted. They believe they know why this person did this, but hey, the whole entire community is not safe. We cannot guarantee that you're safe. We're not going to tell you you're safe. Could this person strike again? Yes, just because you're not the Guthrie family doesn't mean this guy ain't looking for you. That's pretty rotten, outcome, in all honesty. Pretty rotten outcome, if you ask me. So additional images have been recovered from the Guthrie home, which we've known about. We knew that there was some images, some thumbnail type of images. The FBI has recovered additional imagery from the cameras at the Arizona home. Nancy Guthrie, the missing mother of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, sources briefed on the investigation told ABC News. The images were recovered in recent weeks from motion-activated cameras trained on the swimming pool and backyard and side yard, the source says. So this is a very interesting statement. And why is this interesting? Because again, another very noticeable misstep from Pima County Sheriff was the fact that they failed to acquire a rooftop camera or really evaluate the roof properly when forensically dissecting this house. So we have all of these exterior glaring issues that we, the people, can see with our own eyes. So it really frustrates us and rubs us the wrong way when we have a sheriff saying, how would they know? Because we know. These are our receipts to show you we know. We know what we're talking about. We know how this is done. And to remind this sheriff and sheriffs all across this country, there is truly a true crime community, a very, very vibrant, knowledgeable true crime community out there that is working around the clock to put animals behind bars and bring justice for victims. There's literally millions of us out there in this world. Millions. All over the world. We have some of the best of the best. Like I chat with people over in the UK. We have, what's that one? Crime Stories Obsessed. She's a first responder overseas. She's a first responder. And she does the true crime stuff as supplemental income. You know, we got great people all over this all over this world that see a lot of things and have a lot of experiences that we garner information from. But more importantly, it's our partners on here. It's the officers that come on here. It's the deception. It's the linguistic people like the deception detective and Mike Demand. It's like the late Peter Hyatt. We've got some of the best investigators, retired FBI people. We have retired and former, as well as active law enforcement. Thank you, Sheila. Bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. We appreciate you. You know, so we do have a lot. I'm not sure why that didn't register, but it did. We'll have to go back through and figure out what we all have. But either way, we're going to be pulling this. We're not quite done yet, but I would say, where are we? I think by 10 o'clock, we're going to be cutting off the raffle at 10 o'clock. And we'll be pulling the name right there. So I know Sonia's in chat. That's kind of where we're going. So we've got about another, 40 minutes, you know, to get, if you guys are going to be part of the raffle. If you guys want to know what it is an apron. There's the Bullhorn Betty apron. It's being raffled today for you. So if you guys would like this beautiful apron, please, this is embroidered apron. I love it. I love it. It's with channel colors and everything. This is going to be given away. So $5 for the drawing. If you'd like to put your hat in for the drawing, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Thank you, little Miss Sharon. It's nice to see you. Because I'm a love machine. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straight jacket in your padded room and welcome aboard.
You can do it!
We never use these little ones. I like them.
Heck! Oh, it's okay. I guess I wasn't meant to have a good life.
All right, let's get back to Nancy. So, you know, this is another one where we see that the cameras were not taken. They should have been taken. The bracket of that house should have been taken off. There's just so much that should have been done that was not done. We saw it with our own eyes. And then we got a sheriff saying, oh, how would they know? Laugh out loud. And she says, I'm in. So now we got Veronica. Veronica's like, I'm in. Let's get it. Oh, I love it. Thank you. So, continue to analyze various forms of evidence in the Nancy Guthrie, including materials from the laboratories, as well as images and videos captured from the camera. At this time, we will not be commenting on the status of the analysis. We all knew that. And then there's, you know, obviously her pool. There's investigators looking at this. We can clearly see a gate that you can get into that pool area. So it seems like everything is pretty secure. You have to, cross through gates and stuff to get from one area to the other, like into the backyard where this perpetrator ultimately was observed is in the front yard. We have to assume that he went through the backyard as well. Nancy Guthrie was taken from her Tucson area home 7 weeks ago on February 1st. It's hard to believe. We've already been doing this for almost 45 days, folks. 45 days. I think today might be the 45th day. I have no earthly idea where we are in time-wise because this is just drug out and drug out. This should have been straightforward. If they had Oops, I just realized that hold on, let me get my I just realized I'm off sync again. I've got to fix that. I know exactly why it is. Sorry about that. Nope, still not doing it. Hold on. I got a little slowed down. I forgot. I changed my bit rate, and I shouldn't have changed my bit rate, and I did. And I did that yesterday. I'm just going to take it off until we're back to being okay. I think we're just kind of in a little lackadaisy. So it looks like, oh, that's probably what did it. Probably what did it. Sonya's gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. That went to 520. Jenny, total Yvette bro fan. I don't know. Just doing me and HB. It's nice to see you. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. I.e. the insane asylum. Grab your straitjacket in your padded room and welcome aboard. Because I'm a love machine. Ow! 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 Thank you for all that. Now that it's done doing that, can I have my lip? Oh, there I am. I'm back. I can see. I don't know why it does that. I'll have to fix. I almost forgot to fix. I did forget to fix the bit rate this time, but I'm going to make sure I fix it. We do have another show that's coming on at noon today. On the other channel, we're doing an update on Lily and Jack Sullivan. And I don't know why I forgot to get the link and drop it in chat. Who do we have? Let me see here. Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. I don't know. We do have a Lily and Jack upcoming today at noon. Let me go ahead and put this in here. There it goes again. I hate that. When everything's not going well, it keeps screwing with my lips, and I don't like it. So I'll have to fix that for our next show. But there's the link if you guys would like to go over there. And why isn't this? There we go. If you guys would like to go over there, I'm going to take this off for a little bit until we get through this next little thing here because it's trying to drive me nuts. So the FBI has previously released photos of this unknown armed suspect in front of Nancy Guthrie's home on the morning of her disappearance, appearing to tamper with the security camera, yet they didn't take the bracket. They didn't see any point in taking that bracket to the lab for testing. The masked man appeared to have been at her front door earlier than February 1st, sources familiar to the investigation, and that's that one picture that was darker that didn't have him with a backpack. It appears that he would have been there. So that's kind of the update, which we've all known about that update. Nancy Guthrie disappearance latest update. Sheriff believes her home was targeted and doesn't rule out kidnapper could strike again. I really don't think that this person, in all fairness, is still not doing it. God bless it. I'm getting so frustrated with this. Okay. Oh, let's do it. I love the apron. Awesome. There you go. So I guess what we're trying to say here is that, oh, good. I'm back. I hate when that thing goes on. I think what we're trying to say here is that when I hear the sheriff say this person could strike again, it sounds like the motivation was something other than Savannah. That's just me. I just really feel like when they say this person could strike again and that she was targeted. She was targeted for other reasons than Savannah, because not everybody in that community has a famous daughter, but everybody in the community could become a victim. So I feel like that's telling me that the sheriff is kind of leaning towards the fact that this is a community member, that this community member most likely targeted Nancy for whatever reason, whether it was because she was famous, they thought she was a soft target, they thought she'd have money, they thought she'd have jewelry. And just looking at her in this picture, she doesn't really have a, fancy ring on. She's not wearing a gold necklace. Just because people live in $1 million houses doesn't necessarily equate to having hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry. Some people don't like jewelry. I have a few custom pieces, and that's really it. Marissa, thank you for that. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, and you're in the drawing. You're in the drawing. So what do we do with this information, and how is this information helpful? Well, one, I think that the days of law enforcement telling us, hold on a second. I'm going to have to get all this stuff down. I don't like publications. All these publications always, because they're constantly running advertisements in the background, and it's just driving me nuts. Okay, let me make sure I don't have anything going on here. Nothing's running. Okay, good. Might help. All right. It might just be because the stream has been open for so long. So let me just. And you guys don't understand that because you guys wouldn't. Okay, so let me just do it this way until everything kind of calms down a little bit behind the scenes. I don't know why it's spiking or causing my lips not to sync, but I've got just about everything stopped on this, and it shouldn't be doing any more than 4,000. So something's set behind the scenes because it's pushing a lot more than I'm expecting it to push. I'm still off just a little bit, but that's okay. We'll keep rolling through it. Sonia, go ahead and we'll give everybody about another 5 minutes. If you guys want to be in the drawing for the apron, you'll have about it. Shining Star, thank you for that. We'll put you in there. And Sonia, please don't go back. I can't remember who was yesterday, but there was 1 or 2 people in yesterday's show that did it, but I told him that we were going to wait until Monday to pull the number because we just didn't have enough people in chat. I think we only had like 100 people in chat, and I knew that wasn't going to be enough to run the raffle. So anyways, it's nice to see you guys. We appreciate you. And don't forget that this is a new product line, so you don't have to necessarily get Bullhorn Betty on your apron. If you want an apron and you want something special that maybe just a saying for you, maybe you want your family crest or your family name or something else on that apron or another item. Don't forget, I mean, she's got a lot of stuff. She's got bags, shirts, sweatshirts. I think if you give her any idea, I think she can put them. Oh, perfect. I'm glad you got them. She can pretty much put it on anything. So just FYI. This is for Bullhorn Betty because we're on the Bullhorn Betty show, but don't forget she does other things besides Bullhorn Betty stuff. So if you got a family reunion, what about those? Family reunion, getting a nice custom embroidered, they're a lot more expensive, but embroidered shirt, but those shirts will last a lifetime. They will be a keepsake into the future, and it's only once an opportunity to have a family reunion and give them something that your family will truly cherish into perpetuity. It's these embroidered stuff. I didn't realize how high quality that stuff is and how it's ain't going nowhere. I'm just saying, it's not going nowhere. So anyways, when it comes to Nancy Guthrie, we also have what I deemed as an incompetent investigation. And I think that we have been working really hard to showcase that. And we're not trying to showcase that because we want to club the sheriff over the head. We're showcasing that because the sheriff has had an opportunity to correct action, and he chose to blame everybody else then take personal responsibility for what the concerns are of the people out here. Telling us how we don't know because you think we don't know. I think that was foolish. I think that was stupid because every time we go through here, I know that I've got crime scene investigators saying, yep, you're right. If there's a crime scene investigator in our chat, they know I'm absolutely right. That bracket should have been taken off. That stuff should have been vacuumed up. That mat should have been taken in for evidence. No matter how you look at it, any seasoned crime scene investigator would have known that at minimum. Now, with the cameras being missed, I don't necessarily like that because it tells me that they didn't thoroughly evaluate the guest house. And that guest house, how do we know that this assailant wasn't staying there watching her every move? There's so many questions I have, and it feels like no matter how I look at this, they did not do a thorough job. And no matter how much this sheriff would like us to shut up and not put these issues in the spotlight, but at the end of the day, this was an 84-year-old woman that needed to be found immediately. And every decision the sheriff made delayed that from happening. And we have to ask ourselves why. Did he intentionally do that? And I don't believe he did. So where does that leave us? Incompetence. That's where it leads us. It's either intentional or incompetence. And again, I don't believe the sheriff did this intentionally. I don't think he would willfully delay the finding of one of his most valued and recognized citizens. So why did he do this? Because he was incompetent. He was arrogant. He refused to listen. He didn't realize that God gave him 2 ears and a mouth for a reason. He chose to take his incompetent, probably 2 right-hand people that he had that probably had more experience than anybody else because he's got a poor outfit because of his disgraceful leadership. Disgraceful. That ran off every good sheriff. Disgraceful leadership. There's a time and a place in this country we expect our law enforcement to stand up, and when our government is making rules that put us in jeopardy, we expect them not to comply, to stand up and say, look, you are putting your constituents in jeopardy, and I can't guarantee their safety. That is exactly what my sheriff would do and has done in the past. And that's what we expect from our law enforcement partners around this country. When you cannot protect us because of policies that are being put into place, we expect you to open your GD mouth. And we don't want to hear lip when we come down on you with a ton of bricks because something like this happens and you have no answers. You had no lights. You didn't even have cameras recording. Why? Because some dumbass tells you, oh my gosh, it's racist. We don't give a crap about name calling anymore. We care about our safety. We care about Nancy Guthrie being found, and where are we now? We're nowhere to being close. Now we're thinking, okay, the sheriff, he thinks he knows what it is, but he can't be sure. So we can't even take his word on that. We can't even take his word on that. All right, guys, I think we have gotten to it. If you guys would like to, we got 2 more places. We had 20, but we have the 1 or the 2 from yesterday. So I think we already met our 20 goal for this apron. I'm giving you like literally 30 seconds more to put your final order in if you'd like to be in the raffle for the apron. If not, Sonia, in 5 minutes, we're going to have you go ahead and run the wheel, but give them 5 minutes from now. So at 9:38, go ahead and run the wheel. 9:38. If you guys, that's Eastern time, so I don't know what time zone you're in, what time it is for you, but 9:38 will be the time. Call me racist, I dare you. I know, that's what I say. I don't care what people call me. I've been called every name under the book. I'm still standing. They didn't break me. They didn't cancel me. They didn't do what. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I speak logic. If people want to call me names because I speak logical, do whatever makes you feel good, boo-boo. I don't really give a shit at this point. You're only at 17. Well, it shows 18 on my side. It shows 18 on my side. So I don't know where the other one came from. Maybe it was late. I don't know. So that's where we're at. So now we're coming back. What do we have here? We know that this woman was attacked in the middle of the night, early morning hours on February 1st. We know that it wasn't her stepson or her daughter, or excuse me, son-in-law or her daughter that did it. We saw the masked gunman. Now, I am still not out of the woodworks with Luke Daly as being the possibility of maybe he having something to do with this. I'm not quite out of that yet. The sheriff hasn't cleared him. I'm not really on board with Carlos unless he's linked somehow to Luke. I feel there is a possibility that we have two individual people here, that there are at least two individuals attributed to this. But there is still a possibility and a pathway forward for it to be one person and only one person. Now, the reason why they believe that antenna sticking out of his pocket may have been a signal jammer is because there is no signal jammer you can purchase on eBay or Amazon. So in order for you to make a signal jammer, you have to use another product and convert it. So is it possible that he could have used the signal, like a walkie-talkie and turned it into a signal jammer? I would say yes, there is a possibility for that, and maybe we shouldn't look past that. Mike says, Bullhorn, please pull up the video we've seen at the beginning of the guy with two backpacks trying to throw them over that wall. You can see a white Kia Soul in the background. We might have to do that on another show. And here's why. It's not because I don't want to. It's because I don't know if I can find it. All right. Well, my investigative skills are definitely better than they once were. Okay, I did find it. I have a way of searching. Sorry, my lips aren't matching, and it's because okay, I'm gonna have to change this out. Give me a second.
TMZ as well. New video said to be on the FBI's radar of a man with a couple of back.
So, okay, Mike, so there it is. What did we need for this one? Okay, Mike, show that, two backpacks, throwing them over the wall. You can see the white Kia Soul in the background. I don't see a white Kia Soul in the background. That is one thing I tell you I don't see. I don't see a white Kia Soul in the background.
As well. New video said to be on the
I don't see any white car. It looks like a gray. It looks like everything's gray or black or dark colored.
FBI's radar of
Let's
a
just
man
keep
with
going.
a couple of backpacks, two backpacks. They say was shot at 1:52 in the morning, about 5 miles from Nancy's home. Back now to senior national correspondent.
So I don't see it. Maybe somebody said they saw it, but it's not there because this is it. So we've got nothing. It's dark colored, grays, blacks, smoky color backpack. So I mean, it's okay. I'm glad you brought it up, but I don't see the white, unless, I mean, there is also another, there might have been something driving by, but this is only the small, a small segment. I couldn't find the whole thing, but I did find it, which I was kind of one of those things where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it, to find it, because usually we don't. It takes a little more time to locate something than that. So we got lucky. I'm thankful that we got lucky. Okay. We are at 9:39. Let her finish. Click. Oh, Up. I got it. Hold on. Let's see who's the winner chicken dinner. Who is the winner chicken dinner? Veronica B. Truly is the one. Veronica B. Truly, you are the official winner of the apron, and congratulations. Reach out to Sonia. She's got to give you got to give her your address to send. There's only one requirement that we have here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, and we like you to take a picture with you in the item, but we know we have some shy people, so either cut your head off if you don't want to show your face, or at least show it to our, just at least take a picture of it, that you got it. We appreciate it. So welcome. We're very, very, let me turn this up a little bit. I think you deserve a loud one. There we go. Congratulations. Congratulations. So we definitely appreciate you. We appreciate all of you that participate. We appreciate all of, just everything. You guys really do make this community just a wonderful, wonderful place for everyone. Without each and every one of you doing your part, we would be so much further behind in these cases than we are. Once upon a time, these cases stood on shelves for years and years and years, and I truly believe the pressure of our community really helps get these cases solved quicker. In this particular matter, and it helps us expose the incompetence of sheriffs and how important votes are. This is affecting all of us, folks. And when you're sitting there clubbing each other over the head for this, that, and the other, listen, I understand. My friends that are on the Democrat side, I'm an activist, so I have to work with everybody, with this stuff. And a lot of them, they don't agree with the crap going on. Okay, I'm just going to let you know. They don't agree with none of this. They tell me that their party has been hijacked. They're fighting with their politicians. And we're thinking that everybody's okay and hunky-dory with all this crap going on. They're not. Okay? I know for a fact that they're not. And so as you guys understand that there has been a change in me, especially with that particular perspective, because I realize that the Democrats and their part, they need to be liberated. They're fighting with their own party. We're going to help them. We're going to help them claim their party back. They deserve that. We all got along. We all had different policies. We all had, our ways of how we thought things should get done. But at the end of the day, we were all on the same mindset of safety and good jobs and taking care of one another and stuff like that. And something has detrimentally changed where they don't want none of us. They just want our money and they want power over us. And I'm sorry, that's something that all of us need to be fighting against. We just need to be fighting against all of that. So the people that are part of the Democrat, I'm sorry your party was hijacked. We're here. We're trying to help you get it back. But you guys got to start fighting for yourselves and quit being suckered into these pieces of shit you're hiring. Look what it's doing. Your families are in no better shape. You think Nancy's family is happy that they voted for Chris Nanos? They're not. They're not. This was abysmal disappointment to them. And we threw as many resources at this case, and the feds tried to take this case from Chris Nanos, and Chris Nanos refuses to hand it over. And so now they're at the mercy of whatever the hell Chris is going to do. That's pretty stinking scary. Vision was discussing the same video this morning regarding that white Kia that I spoke about with you. Well, that's weird because I'm not seeing the white Kia. Well, I just pulled it up for you. So, I mean, do I still have it up? I've already taken it down. Let me just look at my history here. I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, I really just don't see it. Hold on. Okay. So I take my green screen off. There you go. And then we can just look at it
In the
together.
search for Nancy.
Let's see if there's there it is. I think that's pretty much all we saw of this. And I'm looking at it. I'm not seeing a white Kia. I don't know.
Radar of a man with a couple of backpacks, 2 backpacks. They say was shot at 1:52 in the morning, about 5 miles from Nancy's home. Back now to senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who's live once again into.
So I'm not seeing it there. Let's see. Let's look at this next to him. Hold on. Let's see if we can get the splits.
And it's interesting. Nancy Guthrie's
See,
house,
I'm not seeing anything over there.
He's got a backpack on. Remember,
I'm not
the guy
seeing
who came to
anything over
Nancy's
here.
house had a backpack on. His face is not covered, and we've blurred the face because police haven't said that this person is involved at all. But we know that the sheriff's office has the video and is looking into the video. But you see him go up to a gate.
I'm not seeing any white. I don't know what. If Dolly was talking about that, I have no earthly idea where he was getting white.
But this is 5 miles
white
away
soul
from Nancy's house, and it's shot.
I mean, we're
around
watching the guy
same
walking
time, at
away.
least according to the timestamps.
I mean, we see a white car behind Brian, but there's no white car. But he's walking away. Let's keep watching and see.
We're hearing as when the Ring camera was first disabled here at
I don't
Nancy
see
Guthrie's house. So it's hard to imagine that this person would be able to make it from 5 miles away over to here to Nancy.
Yeah, I don't see any white Kia Soul there. Betty, you covered that video. He tried to climb the fence. I saw that. I did see that. So upper left corner. Let's go back. Upper left corner. See, I'm looking over here. I'm not seeing anything over here. I'm not seeing anything over here. I think this is the most. I'm gonna go back to this portion of it because this is the lengthiest part of it right here. So over here,
it's from
there's
about
nothing.
5 miles away from
I'm
Nancy
looking straight over
Guthrie's
here.
house, and you see a man there. He's got a backpack on. Remember, the guy who came to Nancy's house had a backpack on. His face is not covered, and we've blurred the face because police haven't said that this person is involved at all. But we know that the sheriff's office has the video and is looking into the video. But you see him go up to a gate. It looks suspicious. He kind of goes near a trash can, is looking around, and then walks away. But this is 5 miles away.
I don't see anything moving up here.
And it's shot around the same
I don't see
time,
anything
at least
moving up
according to
there.
the timestamps and what we're hearing.
I don't see anything moving up there. I mean, I don't know what it was there. It was there. Frank is saying it's there. I don't see it. I don't see it. Pause it, zoom in on the car with the lights on. I didn't see any car with the lights on. What car is with the lights on? I'm looking up here. I don't see any car with lights on. There's no car with lights on. I mean, there's this car here, but it's not lights on. It looks like it's just a reflector reflecting. There's nothing. There's no white. There's nothing white there. I'm looking at it. It's on my big screen. I'm not seeing anything white on there. I'm just not. So I don't know. You guys are going to have to probably do a little, go and pick it out for me and circle it. I'm not seeing it. There's another video with a white car across the street behind the black car. Yeah, but some things are, some things look like a car when they're a fence. I saw something white back there, but there was a white fence. And it had some glare on it, but it's a fence. It's not a white car. So I don't know. Good morning. I am prepared for severe weather. Oh, you're part of the tornado watches. All right. Well, you guys be very, very careful. Guys, do not forget that we are going to be... We're going to be on our other channel today at noon. We're going to be going over the Sullivan case, just some updated information. Malaya's friends decided to speak. She hasn't spoken, but her friends are speaking on her behalf. So I did see some of the commentary from the deception detectives. So we're going to be going over their statements. We're going to be going over some of the deception detectives' sentiments on the case. Laura, do you know how to clip the video from Dolly this morning? We watched and send it to Bullhorn. Yeah, you guys send it to me, If you guys can send it to me, that would be great, and I'll take a look at it. I'm just, I have my opinions, about different things. I do a lot. This is the issues that I have when it comes to filming. I film a lot. Okay. I've been out. We filmed mini documentaries. We have to worry about lighting. We have to worry about the sun. We have to worry about a lot of different things when we're filming. So I have a keen understanding of lighting and positions and stuff like that. So when it comes to these videos, I like to see what they're talking about, but I could probably explain it when somebody that doesn't film or doesn't work with images may not understand. So I'll try to look at it. If it's true, if it's legit, it's legit. I mean, if it's not, then we're going to talk about it. If it's legit, but it's implied differently than then I'll tell you what I think of it. But yeah, I'll be willing to look at it at minimum. And I don't want to say that I wouldn't trust Dolly. Dolly looks at things too. There has been some things that Dolly, I can tell you when I was working with Quentin Simon, that was down in Georgia. We were all there. We had some good intel from his people. Okay. They got us to a hotel where Leilani and her family were. They were drinking at freaking, umpteen, I don't even know what time of the morning it was. I mean, we were there at 11 and everybody was shit-faced drunk. And, that was good intel. So I'm not going to knock the intel until I look at it and get an opportunity to review it. But, I understand even with my frustration with him, I'm never going to be dishonest. And at the end of the day, we do have, I've had very good, positive information, legit information, in cases from Dolly. So don't dismiss him. He does get some good intel. Everybody gets good intel, at least in their career of doing this. When you're here long enough and people trust you and you're out there in the field, you start getting good intel. But that's the difference. You have to be out there in the field. Most people don't get the good intel until they have some skin in the game. I will be honest with you, because you meet people, you belly to belly with people, you make connections with people. People get to see, feel, and touch you. They know that you're legitimate. When they see that you're trying to help, they're willing to help, So when you're on this side, anybody could be manipulative. It's the vibe they get when you're out there, and when they know you're there to help, they want to help too. So I truly believe that. I truly believe in the people. I've been working in this environment for a really long time, and the people are what has been amazing, the most amazing part of all of this, right? Even the help, when we go out there, we just meet amazing people that want to help. You find so many people that just want to help, and that's what's really, really good. So Veronica, congratulations. Thank you for being a winner. For all the people that supported this, thank you for again, Sonia, I appreciate all your love and support of this channel, along with everybody else. We truly do appreciate you, and God bless you guys. We'll see you at noon on our Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. I will fix this bit rate so we don't have these problems, but until then, we'll see you later. God bless.